Hello, 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 everyone. It's Dr. Tamara Beckford, and I am here to welcome you inside the EntreMD Business School podcast. We have one of our star here today. She fell from heaven. This is Dr. Angel. And she is going to give us a couple insights. So first, I'm just going to have her introduce herself. She's going to tell us the name of her business and where her business is located. And then we're going to get all into how her year has been and what made her join the school and all the stuff that I know you guys cannot wait to hear. Go ahead, Dr. Angel. Tell us all about you.
Well, hello. First, thank you very much for inviting me to speak. My name is Dr. Angel Alexander-Martin, and I am in Columbus, Ohio. The name of my business is Pro Health Services, and I've actually been running my own business since 2009. So I'm a seasoned business owner, but there's a lot that I've learned. Sometimes people ask me why I started my own business, and
Mhm.
shortly after residency, I worked for a company for 5 years, and I was the new kid on the block. And there are ideas that I had, things that I saw, free things that we were doing that I thought, well, why don't we bill for that? And I got a lot of static about that.
Mm.
And I could see there was really no room for growth. It was kind of dead end for me. I was generating more and more money for the business, but I never got a raise. And so after 5 years, I never got a raise, even though I was earning more money from them. And I just thought, it's not going to work. And so, matter of fact, I actually asked to work part-time so I could do
Mhm.
something else to earn some extra money. And they told me no. And my boss said, so what are you going to do about it? And I said, well, I guess I have to leave.
Ooh.
I said, I guess I have to leave. So I actually worked with a friend for about a year who taught me how to run my own business. And then in 2009, I opened my own doors and have been an
Mhm.
entrepreneur since then and have never looked back. And I love it. But I definitely know that I've learned so much since joining EBS that I'm very thankful that I've been able to participate.
Oh, wow. I love this. And you joined EBS as a seasoned entrepreneur. So there are a lot
Mhm.
of people who are thinking, well, maybe it's only if I'm just about to start a business, I'm just about to open a practice. But you saw that there was value in being in a space where I
Yes.
can up level what I
Yeah.
know. So now let's talk about like last year. At the beginning of, we are having this conversation at the beginning of
Mhm.
2025. And last year, was a powerful year for you.
Mhm.
So tell us, what were some of the biggest tangible wins that you had in your business last year?
Yeah. So I joined EBS July of 2024. So I had about
Mhm.
half the year under my belt before and had some interesting transitions going into EBS because two of my three staff members gave me their 2 weeks notice the same week. So I kind of
Mm.
went into panic mode, but going to EBS gave me a foundation. It gave me the tools, helped me improve my skills all the way around such that for instance my hiring process is a lot better, but within this past year I definitely have had an increase in revenue. We've had about a 20% increase, and another thing that's kind of fun is I actually have my first referral source. So since
Ooh.
joining EBS, I have a facility that has already referred 4 patients to me, which is
Nice.
new, and I'm excited
Mm-hmm.
because that can obviously be repeat care for the patients and then of course repeat revenue by continuing to provide care for them. So that's been a surprise that I'm excited about. And then also another a tangible or kind of intangible, but I now have a rock star team.
Mm.
Whereas, like I said, two of my three employees gave me their 2 weeks notice the same week, and I had to go through finding new people. And by going through EBS, I've learned a lot. My hiring process is a lot better.
Mhm.
And so it's both tangible and intangible because my team is, they're an asset, they're not a liability. So
Mhm.
I would say that those are all wins since joining EBS.
I love it. I love that you're having not just the increase in the revenue, which, is important. And people might say, well, are you doing this for money? Hello, this whole process costs money. It costs us money in med school. It's costing us money daily. You still got to keep the lights on. You still have to pay the water and all this stuff
Mhm.
in the office. And in order for you to do that and serve your community, you have to earn, right? So
Right.
now you being able to increase your earning potential, that
Mhm.
helps. Now, I am cracking up at the fact that you're like, I got a referral source. If anybody is a part of EBS, you know this whole, well, did you get the Dream 100 and your referral source? So did you get it
Mhm.
by pounding the streets like we like some of the hard work that we usually talk about in EBS? Go ahead and tell us.
This one was really weird because it isn't even my mainstream of what we do in the office. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because we have a couple different verticals, and I don't know how they found us unless it was
Mm-hmm.
online, trying
Mm-hmm.
to make ourselves more visible. But
Mm-hmm.
they found us and they've been referring patients to us like, okay, great. Well, thank you.
So it's the work that you've done. And that's why we talk about, like, as a part of EBS, we said that, you are your brand.
Mhm.
And the work that you're doing, you might not realize that people are watching, and they will refer to you when you keep up and you are consistent, and then they feel
Mhm.
comfortable that you
Mhm.
are the person to take care of their own patients or their
Mhm.
clients at a high level. And so they've been watching, you're consistent, yes, and so now they trust you with their patients and or their clients. Alrighty, so we've talked about some tangibles, and we talk a little bit about some intangible with the Rockstar team. Are there any other intangible wins that you could say that has occurred within the last year, especially being part of the business school?
I would really take it back to my team. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the intangibles is recognizing the value of my time. And
Mm,
knowing my time is valuable, really learning to delegate and really being able to count on my team to do the things I need them to do.
mm-hmm.
My attitude before going into EBS is if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. And then after reading
Type
the
A, go you. Most of
so
us are like that too.
after the first month, the book Buy Back Your Time, the
Mm-hmm.
philosophy was someone else doing 80% of what I do is 100% awesome. So really trying to clone myself, even if it's not 100%, if it can take stuff off of my plate, that frees up my time. It allows them to be more productive. Um, and it's good. And another thing with my office is I care about their quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that intangible benefit of my staff loves what they do, and so we're serving the community. But with my newest hire, when she came in, I said, this is what I do, these are the philosophies, this is and I ask her all the time, did I tell you the truth? She goes, yes, I love my job, I see what you're doing. There's an intangible thing that everyone gets to benefit from because of the environment. So that's another win.
Ah, great. I love it. You're doing what we talk about in EBS, which is that vision casting to the
Mhm.
team where they see the vision. And so the work that they're doing, they know, they feel, and they recognize that the work is so valuable. And,
Mhm.
so they are feeling that they are also a part of the work because they are. And
Yes.
it's not just I'm showing up doing this and then I'm clocking out. I see how I, as a member of this valuable team, is impacting this patient and this
Mhm.
patient's life. And it's just powerful that your team, especially, those who have just come in, you cast a division as a
Mhm.
part of the hiring process. And then
Mhm.
now the person is here and they feel, yes, I see, and you're right, I am making a change,
Mhm.
even as a probably a medical assistant, even as, a tech. I have an impact on someone's life. That is so
Mhm.
powerful. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Alrighty. So now we just talked about all these wins and all this stuff that's going great, but we know that there are hills and there are valleys.
Mhm.
For us
Yes.
at EBS, we call these valleys challenges. Some might call it, well, some call it challenges. We call it lessons because we know that, wherever there's a valley, there's another mountain that's, we're on our way up to the mountain. But let us in on some of the biggest lessons that you learned within the last year being a part of the EntreMD Business School. What are some of these lessons that you learned in your business?
Yeah, one of the most important lessons was the idea of KPIs, or key
Mm,
performance indices.
hmm.
And I mentioned earlier how two of my three staff members gave me their 2 weeks notice. Well, one should have been discharged probably prior to doing that, but
Hmm.
I didn't really have KPIs set up. So in
Hmm.
my mind, I knew what I wanted, but to have
Hmm.
it in black and white to more make her accountable for those things, there were so many things that she wasn't doing that I needed her to do, that
Hmm.
in a way it was kind of a blessing that she left.
Ah,
But being an EBS, people had shared KPIs. I understand them. It's more in black and white now, so I can be more consistent with what I expect from my team. Um, Another thing I mentioned was an improved hiring process.
Mhm.
Before joining EBS, if you showed up for your interview, if you were breathing, if you spoke English, you pretty much got the job. And of course, if you
Mhm.
passed your urine drug test. And so I had a lot of people who really weren't good fits for what I was looking for, but
Mhm.
almost desperate to fill the role, I kind of took it.
Mhm.
But since joining EPS, like, okay, now I have standards. You need to be able to do da 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 da. I want to see a certain level of proficiency during your interview process. Can you
Mhm.
type? Do you know how to print something? Can you follow instructions? So it's a more thorough evaluation to get a better quality team member. And so, that's part of why I have my Rockstar team now, I think, is because of that improved hiring process. Um, Another thing, EBS introduced me to having an HVA, a health virtual
Mhm.
assistant, which I had
Mhm.
never considered before. And that's been really powerful, as well as she does a phenomenal job. She answers the
Mhm.
phone, she helps with billing. So the lesson of what can I delegate? Who can I
Mhm.
delegate to? What's an efficient way of doing this? Getting things off my plate,
Mhm.
so that I can spend more time doing those 20% activities that are going to really generate revenue, as opposed to wasting my time on the 80% that I really need to let somebody else do. So I would say those are probably some of the key lessons that I've learned.
And those are very powerful lessons. You
Mhm.
know, being able to bring on the team that is, as we just discussed, someone that buys into the vision, understands what you're doing, understands why you're doing it,
Mhm.
and can perform at a level that helps to strengthen the overall practice and therefore strengthen the level of care that you're bringing to your
Mhm.
patients. That's
Yeah,
invaluable. And
yeah.
then one of the other thing is your time is valuable. So you bought back your time. And
Mhm.
delegation is one of the ways to do that, which is something that is super challenging. I am not going to say that I have mastered that art of delegation myself. And all
Mhm.
of us are really working at it. But the start, and I noticed your face. If you guys are listening, you should have seen her face lit up when she was just like, let me tell you, I'm able to buy back my time. And I have, but with that, you got the Rockstar team in that you
Mhm.
have the health VA now. So
Mhm.
you have a lot of things in place so you can
Mhm.
do the things that only you can do. And Dr.
Yes.
Angel can do the things that Dr. Angel does well, which is
Mhm.
being in front of the patient and providing the quality care that brings new people in. And that's why you told me, I don't know where the referral source came from, ma'am. Please. It's that care that you're giving. So
I
I
love it.
love
I love
it.
it.
I love it. All righty. So, what would you say that there's some people here who are listening and some
Mhm.
might be watching this on the video portion and they're like, I don't know. You know, how has the business school itself helped you within this last year? I don't know if I want to be there, but what would you say like the business school has done for you and the way that you approach things, the way that you look at even problems, the way that you look at your practice, the way
Mhm.
like the horizon that you see for your practice. Tell us what are some of that. Mhm.
Yeah, I think a real important thing was just helping me to come up with goals.
Mm,
Because wanting to grow, but now I have more definitive goals. Now there's things I can see that I want to aim for, as opposed to just mindlessly aiming for something. If you don't have a
yeah,
plan,
like
you're gonna
it's out
plan to
there.
fail. Right, right. So, and especially with, the a couple of the books we read, I can picture things. I'm dreaming again. What would I like for my family? So really causing me to start
Mhm.
dreaming and coming up with
Mhm.
goals, and then how can I go about accomplishing those goals. um the other thing is just really giving me actionable steps, um because you don't know what you don't know. And
Mhm.
again, being in business for as long as I have, things are going, they're going all right, but there's more that I could have done. And there's more that I'm
Mm.
doing now, but I wouldn't have been aware of those actionable steps if it wasn't for joining EBS. So it just gave me knowledge that I didn't know I didn't know.
Yeah, and that's an important way in moving forward. one of
Hmm.
the big things that you mentioned is something that a lot of us in EBS, like, we got the ability to dream again, like
Hmm.
doing the day in and the day out, working on the business, trying to come up with ideas, almost in a silo. And then you
Hmm.
join the school, and there's
Hmm.
so many brilliant minds that's just like, oh, I love what you're doing. Have you
Yeah.
thought about this way? And you're
Yeah.
like, wow. And they're like, oh, I'm doing the same thing, but this is how I do it. Let me show you how I'm
Hmm.
doing it. It is just very, very, very refreshing. And then I love that you said it also giving you the vision of your not just your work, but just the life, so it helps to reinvigorate this dream business, dream life that we always talk about.
Hmm.
And you mentioned the books, and that's something that we do. We read, and it gives
Hmm.
us ideas on how to create and be out of the box. A lot of the unicorns in EBS, they're doing things, but it's out of the box thinking, and it's great. And I saw it says it's bringing out some of the creativity in you. And I love that. And then also it's shining a light on the blind spots where
Hmm.
you're getting that light there, and then it's just like, oh well, I didn't realize I didn't know this. I thought I got this well, especially as a seasoned, yeah, you're a seasoned entrepreneur, but then
Hmm.
you're recognizing that there's still some things that I can improve on, which
Yes.
is one of the big things. And being open-minded and recognizing that there are things that you can improve in, and willing to accept
Hmm.
some of the ideas is very powerful. This is what we call being coachable.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I see it going, woo, that was 2024. I see 2025 is just like vertical, straight up.
Oh yeah. Oh
All
yeah.
righty. I love it. So, what would you say to someone who is there listening and they are on the fence about joining the EntreMD Business School? What would you say to that person right now?
Well, one of the things you mentioned is you're with other people on this journey.
Hmm.
So, you think about your med school class, you think how you were a unique group of people working towards the same goal. Now you're with another group of people who are unique. I should say we're unicorns. We're entrepreneurs. We're out there to make, medicine better, to take care of people the best of our abilities, to be that next generation. So you're with people with that motivation. Again, you don't know what you don't know.
Hmm.
And that was part of what really got me on this journey is I want to learn more. How can I improve what I'm doing? Um, but at the same time, investing in yourself. You go to medical school, you spend 4 years of your life in medical school, however many years in residency, going in debt to learn medicine, but you never learned business. And business, being an entrepreneur, in my opinion, is going to be the key to financial freedom. Because as long as
Hmm.
you're working for someone else, you're limited because they're the ones working on financial freedom at your expense. So if you
Hmm.
want to get financial freedom, you're going to have to be an entrepreneur and figure out where you fit in and how you can succeed. And so by being in the EntreMD Business School, you're investing in yourself. You're
Yes.
spending time. I mean, every Wednesday I'm there, I'm connected. Even if I'm not speaking, I'm listening, I'm absorbing.
Hmm.
So I'm investing time in myself. I've read so many more books in 2024. I mean, I don't remember the last time I read that many books in a year. Just investing in my own knowledge, expanding my
Hmm.
thinking, learning new skills. So it's investing in yourself to be the best you can be, both for your patients and then also for your family.
Oh, love it. It's investing in yourself to be the best person you can be, also for yourself and for your family. And that's the next part.
Mm,
Like, we talk about the financial freedom. We talked about like everything costs money, and it's still going to cost
mm,
money. And, we do want to be able to live that dream life, which is a big, big, big part
mm.
of EBS's motto and what we do. And so doing this, that dream life, for most of us, it incorporates doing this for our family and being able to have more time with our family, more time to explore and to get to know, and recognizing that life, it is not a dress rehearsal. You only get one chance. You just got to. So,
Right.
what do you want to do with this life? Where you are right now, is this where you want to be in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
Mhm.
One of the things in EBS is that we up level every 90 days.
Mm.
And I know that so Angel up leveled twice already. Since she been at EBS, she came in July. She up leveled twice. And it's very empowering to be in a group where at the drop of a dime, you can contact someone, or you can just say, "Oh my gosh, this is bothering me." And you're like, "Oh, really? This person can help you." And you should, most people who join EBS the first week and they start getting like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." They're just like, "What?" But no,
Mhm.
that's how we work.
Yeah.
That's how we work. We definitely help to support you. So if you are ready to up level where you are, to get to that financial freedom, to get that dream life, that dream business, to be amongst others who are ready to support you, who are
Mm.
ready to share ideas, to help you brainstorm, to help you be accountable for those goals,
Mhm.
to help you eat those frogs, as we say in EBS, then this is the place for you. And,
Mm.
I will welcome you in. Angel, what would you say to that person who's like, I don't know. You
Come
tell
on,
us.
join us.
Come on and join us.
Come
There we
on and
go.
just, yeah, I wish I would have joined before. As I've been in here, like, man, I wish I would have known what I was missing out on and, would have started this process sooner. Where would I
Oh,
have, where would I be now if I'd started sooner? What's the opportunity cost of delaying and starting something like this?
wow. There we go. Dr. Angel said it. She came down from heaven and she told y'all. Well, with that, we're going to end this wonderful conversation of Inside the EntreMD Business School podcast. We did have a great time, but in all seriousness, 2025 is the year of the physician. We are here and we are going to make an impact. And
Mm.
we are here as EBS to help to support you to be the best version of yourself so that you can have the best business that you have dreamed of and be able to live that dream life that you've also put on paper. All right, with that, we're going to say good night and thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to see you next time, or even better, we'll see you on the inside of the EntreMD Business School. All right, take care. Bye bye.